Once the glittering jewel of Mesopotamia, Babylon was a city of towering ziggurats, mysterious gods, and dazzling wonders. Yet despite centuries of study, many of its secrets remain unsolved. Did the Hanging Gardens really exist, or were they a myth? How did this ancient civilization achieve such advanced knowledge of astronomy, law, and architecture? Even after 4,000 years, Babylon still whispers questions that no one can fully answer.
The first riddle is perhaps its most famous, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Ancient writers spoke of an oasis in the desert, a palace draped in vines and waterfalls, where trees grew high above the city walls. The gardens were so breathtaking they earned a place among the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And yet, not a single trace of them has ever been found. Archaeologists have uncovered sprawling palaces, massive temples, and even entire neighborhoods, but no structure matches the descriptions. Were the gardens destroyed beyond recognition? Were they a poetic exaggeration, or worse, a misattribution, belonging instead to Nineveh, the rival capital of Assyria? To this day, the Hanging Gardens remain a wonder without a home, a paradise that may never have existed at all. But Babylon's puzzles run deeper than vanished gardens. Take the Code of Hammurabi, carved into a towering basalt stele nearly 3,800 years ago. It is one of the world's oldest known legal codes, containing laws that governed everything from trade and property to marriage and crime. The famous phrase, "an eye for an eye," comes from this very text. Yet recent research reveals something startling. Hammurabi's laws may never have been enforced as practical legislation. Instead, they may have served as a grand piece of political theater, a public statement of royal authority rather than day-to-day governance. Was Hammurabi a true lawgiver, shaping society through justice? Or was he a master of propaganda, using the illusion of law to cement his rule? The answer forces us to rethink the very foundations of law and order. Then there is the most iconic image of Babylon, the Tower of Babel. According to biblical tradition, it was a colossal tower reaching toward heaven itself, until divine intervention scattered the people and confused their tongues. Archaeology has revealed the remains of a massive ziggurat dedicated to Marduk, Babylon's patron god, that may have inspired this legend. Its base stretched across hundreds of feet, a staircase of mud brick rising into the sky. But here lies the mystery. How high did it truly climb? Ancient texts claim it soared into the clouds, yet erosion and conquest reduced it to rubble long ago. Was it ever as immense as the stories suggest? Or did time inflate its size until it became more myth than monument? The tower remains half history, half legend, straddling the line between faith and fact. Even more astonishing are the Babylonians' discoveries in the heavens. The priests of Babylon were also astronomers, carefully charting the movements of planets and stars on clay tablets. They predicted eclipses, tracked Jupiter's cycle, and divided time with a precision that seems centuries ahead of its age. In 2016, researchers analyzing ancient texts made a groundbreaking revelation. Babylonians used sophisticated geometric methods to calculate planetary motion, techniques once thought to have been invented by Greek scholars 1,000 years later. How did they acquire such knowledge? Did they stumble upon lost mathematical concepts? Or was there an unbroken chain of wisdom passed down through forgotten civilizations? Their understanding of the cosmos still leaves us in awe and in mystery. And then comes the haunting question of Babylon's downfall. In 539 BCE, the mighty city collapsed to Cyrus the Great of Persia, seemingly overnight. Accounts describe how the invaders entered without a fight, as if the city itself had opened its gates. How could such a powerful empire fall so quickly? Was it betrayal by Babylon's own people, weary of their rulers? A political coup disguised as conquest? Or simply a masterstroke of Persian strategy, diverting the Euphrates River to march into the city by its dry riverbed? Historians still debate the truth, but what is certain is this: Babylon, once the greatest city in the world, fell almost without a sound. Even now, modern excavations continue to peel back layers of its enigma. Tablets uncovered in recent years reveal fragments of medical texts describing treatments for disease with both ritual and empirical methods, suggesting Babylonian medicine was more advanced than once believed. Other tablets detail intricate economic systems, contracts, and trade routes, evidence of a society whose reach stretched across continents. Each new discovery deepens the mystery, painting a picture of a civilization at once familiar and utterly alien. But the tragedy is that so much of Babylon remains hidden, or worse, lost forever. Looting, war, and neglect have scarred the ruins. Political turmoil has delayed excavations. Parts of the site were even reconstructed in the 20th century in ways that damaged the original foundations. Babylon resists full understanding because we cannot yet see it whole. What remains is a mosaic of fragments, each piece hinting at a greater truth we may never fully assemble. And that is why Babylon continues to captivate us. It was a city of wonders, yes, but also a city of contradictions, of myths woven into history, and history swallowed by myth. A place where law may have been more performance than practice, where gardens may have existed only in story, where towers may have reached both sky and imagination. 4,000 years later, its secrets endure not because they are unsolvable, but because they remind us of the limits of our own knowledge. Babylon asks questions that we, with all our modern tools, still cannot answer. Perhaps that is why it remains eternal. The desert may have reclaimed its bricks, the rivers may have shifted, but Babylon's riddles still echo across time, daring us to keep searching and reminding us that some civilizations are too vast, too layered, and too extraordinary to ever be fully understood. The mysteries of ancient Babylon have baffled historians for over 4,000 years, leaving us with more questions than answers. Yet recent findings suggest that Babylon may still be holding secrets no one ever suspected. In our next exploration, we'll uncover these hidden revelations that could completely reshape what we thought we knew about this legendary empire.
When we think of ancient empires and their secrets, Babylon is a name that often comes to mind. From its famed hanging gardens to intricate governance, Babylon was a beacon of human achievement. But what about the lesser-known facts? Let's delve deep into the unsuspecting secrets of ancient Babylon. The ancient city of Babylon, with its monumental structures and bustling streets, was not just a hub of commerce and politics. Hidden within its walls was a profound knowledge that bridged the gap between the earth and the cosmos. This was the realm of Babylonian astronomy. Babylonian astronomers, working from observatories that were perhaps atop ziggurats or open spaces, constantly observed the sky, meticulously noting the movements of the stars and planets. Their dedication was such that they maintained detailed records, sometimes spanning decades. These records, often etched onto clay tablets, revealed patterns and cyclic events like the phases of the moon and the regular appearances of certain stars or constellations. What's truly fascinating is the precision with which they operated. For instance, they developed a system to predict lunar eclipses with surprising accuracy. These weren't just based on religious or mythological beliefs, but on empirical observation and consistent patterns. This suggests that they might have utilized a rudimentary form of what we today know as the scientific method, an approach where repeated observations underpin formulated hypotheses.